All right, so you know who it is, you know what I'm here to do. Excuse the lack of enthusiasm for today. I'm just not happy about this video. So recently, here in the DFW area in Corsicana, athe, is independent school district just south of Dallas, DFW. The principal, big shout out to the principal of that particular school, Principal Candra Rogers. Candra Rogers recently had a student knock her eye out of the socket. Take a look. Now, let's talk about the why. You know the what. Let's talk about the why. Here's why things like this happen in the school districts. Because you all, you all refuse to allow anyone to discipline your children who are undisciplined. Now, this lady has her eye socket knocked out. There were other principals, assistant principal, and a few other teachers, I guess, that were assaulted by this irate student. Listen to me. If you do not want your child to be disciplined by an adult outside of yourself at school, homeschool them. Simple. I really feel that public schools need assistance when it comes down to disciplining these children. Because y'all don't want nobody to touch them, you don't want nobody to yell at them, you don't want nobody to lift a hand, you don't want none of this, but your child gets to do things like this. Here's a good solution. In public schools, keep things the way they are. Let these kids just run rampant. It's okay. Here's what should happen. I think every parent should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law by every assault committed by their child, as if it were them. Yeah, absolutely. I think the parents of these children who are just so irate, and the parent, oh, I don't know what's going on, I don't know what's going on. But nobody better touch my child. Then nobody better not discipline my child. I know one thing, you touch my child, I'm on my way up there. Well, maybe that should be the case. Maybe you should be on your way up there to deal with what your child has done legally. It's okay. It is perfectly okay. I wish that we had a system catered to the teachers who are not getting paid that much, might I add, to deal with your bad children. Nonetheless, we are in a situation to where your bad children just get to run rampant and do whatever they want to do, and the teacher can't do anything to defend himself from the diabolical ignorance and lack of discipline from these children who probably learned these things were okay at home. See, back in the day when y'all thought it was too difficult, well, let me tell you what happened. When I was in elementary school, they had things called paddlings. You know what? When I messed up at school, I would get paddled, right? And then when I got off the bus, because my parents were working so hard to give us the lifestyle that they want us to have, I had to go straight to Miss Waitman's house. Big shout out to Miss Waitman. May she rest in peace. Listen, Miss Waitman, let me tell you what Miss Waitman did when I brought the note home. Yes, my parents gave her full authority to take off at my ass. Then when my parents got home, yeah, they tore off at my ass. See, here's the thing. It takes a village to raise a child. There are no more villages. That's why these children are running rampant. That's why the streets are in such chaos. Because you, parents, don't want anyone to discipline your children. You, the parents, don't discipline your children. I'll say this. A lot of you feel the way we were raised in the early 80s caused trauma. It damaged the children. But let me tell you something about how we got thrashed in the 80s. There's a lot of stuff in society we didn't have to worry about. We didn't have all these kids bringing guns to school. We didn't have all these kids jumping up on the teachers. Well, let me call a few names. Big shout out to Mr. Snow. Mr. Snow in Lake County, man. Big shout out to Mr. Jack Hart, band director there in Lake County. We're going back in the day now. Big shout out to Mr. Reed. All right. Now, let me tell you something about these individuals. These men who were teachers in their own right in specific areas, there was an understanding. There's certain things we just didn't do in classrooms, man. Big shout out to Mr. Snow. Big shout out to Mr. Reed. Big shout out to Mr. Jack Hart, one of my favorite. Let me say this one more time. There was a level of respect that was commanded in these classrooms. Certain stuff just didn't happen. Where was the school resource officer? Oh, yeah, y'all don't like school resource officers because it makes you feel like it's a jail. Okay. I'm gonna say this one time and one time only. We need to restructure our system so that we do not cheat our youth out of quality environments that would spawn them into quality adults. This is O from Body by O, Body by O Tactical, Co from the Academy, Co from the Community Security. We need to fix this because at the end of the day, if no one can discipline your child, you don't want anyone to discipline your child. When the police officer who has no love for your child or the well-being of your child shows up and puts his hand on your child, there need not be any marching and singing because your child was acting a fool. Your child knocked the teacher's eye socket out. But see, had the school resource officer had the school resource officer been motivated to do what was right, in lieu of being discouraged of trying to do what was right and being prosecuted himself. Well, again, the next time your child, whom you don't want to be disciplined by anyone but yourself, is disciplined by a badge, gun, baton, red and blue lights, there shouldn't be any marching. Shouldn't be any singing. Shouldn't be none of that. See, what your child does in public, this is the way I was raised. It's a reflection of what's going on in that home. I love y'all. We got to do better. And I'm out. Let's do it. Bye.